안녕하세요. 감사합니다. We have a new group to check out today. Well, new to me. It's not new to you guys, but it's new to me, right? So this is Les Sserafim with, I believe it's their debut track called Fearless. I know the album was called Fearless, and that was their debut album. They're not they're a relatively newer K-pop girl group in that they debuted not that long ago, but there's experience among the members that goes back quite a ways to the early 2010s at least. So this is Les Sserafim with Fearless.
제일 높은 곳에 난 닿길 원해 눈에서 내 answer 내 혈관 속에 날뛰는 new wave 내 거대한 passion 관심 없어 과거에 모두가 알고 있는 거 trouble I'm fearless a new bitch new crazy all I got next one Baby 저 highway highway 멋진 결말에 닿게 내 흉집도 나의 일부라면 겁이 난 없지 없지 What you looking at 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 I'm fearless You should get away get away 다치지 않게 다치지 않게 You should get away get away I'm fearless 욕심을 숨기라니 말들은 이상해 겸손한 연기 같은 건 더 이상 안 해 Cause you're forever with 내게 가슴팍에 쓰자 일내게 내 밑으로 좋아 린세게 Take the word break it down down 밟아줘 highway highway 멋진 결말에 닿게 내 흉집도 나의 일부라면 겁이 난 없지 없지 What you looking at 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 I'm fearless You should get away get away 다치지 않게 다치지 않게 You should get away get away I'm fearless I'm fearless 저는 없어 패배 준비된 내 payback Bring it 당장 내게 I'm fearless What you looking at 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 I'm fearless You should get away get away 다치지 않게 다치지 않게 You should get away get away I'm fearless
You know, that's a very strong debut then. That's a very strong debut, and so some of that experience that I was talking about definitely comes into play. So for the visuals, just to touch on this briefly, the maknaes are very maknae, right? So just hold on. In a couple of years, we can break out the anime nosebleeds, but for right now, we'll just say the maknaes are very maknae. But are they cutie pies? Yeah, oh, definitely. And very nice production quality as far as the visuals resolution. There were some great shots in there. Sitting on the car as it was hoisted up in the air, there's a lot of like fun things that are going on here that are kind of they're playing in a sort of almost like a meta aspect of it. It's fun. It's really cool, as opposed to having like, the car being and the girl sitting on the car. I mean, it's a different take on it. They're twisting that idea around, and just presenting it from a different angle. It's fun. It's a little humorous. It's a little bit of a poke. It's I get it. It's fun. The choreography was very good too. There's a lot of a dance experience in this group. I know one of the members, I believe she's one of the Japanese members, has an extensive ballet background. She's studied at basically all the prominent like European dance schools, Moscow and UK and the Netherlands and such. So it makes sense that they have really good on point choreography. The track is it's definitely a bop. There's it's kind of funky, it's kind of groovy. It has a little bit of that minimalistic sort of very contemporary pop feel to it. There's a lot of space that gets created, especially in the like the verse sections, but they fill it in quite nicely within the mix, right? There's a consistent beat, right? Boom chicka chaka boom, boom chicka chaka boom, boom, like that. That's going on, and so we're in 4. It's a pretty steady beat in 4, but there are nice sounds that are being introduced throughout the track. It's a great bass sound too. It's a very the mix is very clean. It's very, very clean. And even like the little sort of motive, the bum 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 bum, it's like, because that has to do with not just EQing but also compression, and it's very clean. When to get a plosive, that's what they call the like pop or bop, like that plosive sound. But their delivery of it, and also the way that the mix treats it, it's very, very clean. It's very palatable. It's fun. When I see this, right, just for example, when I'm talking about the sort of meta aspects that they're kind of playing around with, this image right here, this obviously they're in some sort of workout space, like one of these open sort of facilities, right? And if you watch these groups, the production places will have things like this, rooms where they can, if they want to do some exercise, they can do that, or they can work on choreography. There's space for it. I mean, and then this is spliced in with different footage that's you also see when you follow the group. It looks like it's from photo shoots. It looks like it's the actual, like when people go shoot a music video. Even that part where she's kind of, the group is dancing, and then there's this phone that's being held up, and she's singing, and she's on the phone as if it was that camera, with a selfie camera, right? Like, and then she moves from presumably off frame or out of frame into the center of the frame. It's a very clever production visually for the video. This is solid. Let's give it another listen, just a little bit more carefully this time to the mix. It's a great bass sound. So every time it goes boom, patika boom, boom, patika boom, boom, patika boom, 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 it does this thing where the bass is kind of like sliding down or sort of shifting down a little bit, and then it comes back up, patika boom, boom. That's an excellent bass sound, an excellent funky kind of like slightly distorted bass sound. There's a little subtle tinge of distortion on it that just helps that concise, very clean sort of feel to it. It's one of the better bass sounds that I've heard. At least, like, I can tell that whoever was responsible for that part in the mix was like, they're very into it, and they were very thoughtful. They were very considerate with the bass voicing in this song in particular. Spicy. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of different, like I said, these other sounds that start to fill in as soon as it's moving out of that sort of verse section. I definitely hear something that's either on pads or maybe it's like a MIDI, but it's keys. It sounds like it's keys. It's chords being played on something like that. Though I'm not sure what that kind of plug-in sound is. Something synthy, but it's cool. The vocals very nice, like color and variety as far as their different vocal sounds and timbres, right? Very nice lower register sitting voices, very nice sort of alto tenor, that mid space that's going on, right? And then the harmonization when they come in with this part right here, the whoa part, that's what makes it sound so good, is because they're really filling out the, like, all of the spectrum there between your high end and your low end and your mids. It's very balanced, actually. Nice drum fills. Yep. It's a nice low register. A little bit higher. A little bit sweeter. Oh, this is like minimalistic, yes, but you have three different sort of rhythms that are going on here, right? You have the bass, which has been pretty consistent throughout. That's kind of boom, boom, boom. And then you have the vocal line that's bum, 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 bum. And then there's something that's sort of maybe like a high-pitched wood block, or say it's percussive, and it's this tap that's going on. And so you have these three parts that are going at the same time. And bass, mid, high. So even though it's only three parts, it feels very full. It's a very solid, a very good approach to this type of mix. More vocals. It's a cool part. It's a cool shot. Oh yeah. That bass part keeps sweeping up now. Right? They have great voices. Just bass, just vocal, light percussion tap on the eighth notes. Sort of like a shaker. Yeah, so they fill in a lot of space with vocal harmonization while keeping the mix relatively minimal, and it works. really well. It works so good. Their voices are really, really nice. Each one has a great sort of quality to it in and of itself, and they sit really well together in this mix. And it's very laid back, right? They're not. I mean, they sort of lay into it, when the chorus parts come around, but it's pretty much sort of a laid back kind of a delivery. But it works really well, really well. It's quite a production outfit behind the track and the album, but they did a great job. They did a really good job. Nice drop, very nice drop. Okay, so now there's something wonky and funky going on. It could be a synthesized guitar sound. It's that's what it reminds me of anyway. Somebody playing relatively high up in a position with like a wah pedal thrown on there, a little bit of distortion. That's what it sounds like anyway.
What you looking at? What you looking at? I'm fearless. You should get away, get away. That's away,
almost like U2 sounding guitar, you know what I mean? Like it's something like that.
Get away. I'm fearless.
That's a banger of a debut. That's really strong. That's really good. That was an absolute bop, 100%. Les Sserafim. Wow. Okay. Definitely interested in hearing more from this group. Yeah, we gotta check out more from this. This is, like I said, this is solid all around. And I know that a couple of the members, like I said, they go way back to 2010, 2011, 2014. They've been in it for a while. So between that, the production outfit behind it, and also introducing the rest of the members. I know this group actually started off with 6 members, I think is what they were supposed to have. And there was a little bit of controversy or what have you with one of the members who eventually the contract had either terminated or expired or something like that. Perhaps the song has something to do with that too, because the lyrics are very much like not being sort of held back by anything that's going on, and just going to move forward, and a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum oriented, with just sort of moving forward, right? Very, very cool song, very, very cool mix, cool and clever video. I see why this is a popular group. I think just considering that they're relatively new, I think as long as they sort of stick together, they should be quite successful. It's a great group, great combination of performers. I think they have everything sort of going for them. This is a very if this was a debut, if I'm not missing something there, if this was kind of like, here's our first video and first big track that we're introducing, this is a very, very strong for that introductory sort of piece, right? Like, this is who we are kind of a thing. It's very strong, and it's very well done. Excellent voices, which is really, really beautiful vocal timbres and registers, and such a great harmonization between them. Super clever mix, man. Super great way to use that quality to fill in a bunch of space over what's a relatively minimalistic sort of mix. So it was solid, man. It was solid. So I am looking forward to seeing whatever else they have in store, whatever's next, huh? It's a good group. It's good. Les Sserafim, fearless. Definitely want to see and hear more.